for you, it actually took you 3 years to reflect on whether you're going to make this big step or not.
Yes.
But,
Okay, the 3 years were not because I was going to decide whether to make the step or not.
You had
that
decided.
one had been decided.
Okay.
But what I realized is that there was so much that I didn't know in the industry that I was getting into. And now I had to find ways of learning how things are done.
Yeah.
I had to find a mentor who was going to teach me.
Yeah.
I had to create networks in the area that I was stepping in. Because you realize when you get into an industry, there are so many people in that industry.
absolutely.
There's so many giants that you need to face.
Yes.
So what makes you different? What makes people prefer you from anybody else? And so those are the lessons that I had to learn in the 3 years. Number two, there were emotions of fear.
Yeah, because you don't know what to expect on the other
Stepping
side.
into the unknown.
Yes.
You do not know what you're going to face on the other side.
Yeah.
Like, for example, when you're employed, you have a paycheck at the end of the month. That one is guaranteed.
Standard, yeah.
Now, you're stepping out, you're not going to look for a job, and you're entering an industry where you do not know and you're not very sure if it's going to give you returns or the returns that you need.
Yeah.
How are you going to pay your bills? How are your children going to go to school?
Yeah.
How are you going to keep the lights on?
Yes.
You see, those are questions
Yes.
that now create some fear
Yes.
within you.
Yes.
And I realized that when I made that decision, it created a lot of fears, not just for me, but also for my family.
For your family, yeah.
Because I sat them down and told them, now, the decision that I'm about to make, it's going to affect every one of you, including the house girl in the house. Yes.
And she's wondering, okay, sasa, where? Msharangu itatoka wapi sasa?
That's true. Yeah, because if you cannot maintain that, you see, there are things that you need to do when you're in a major transition. You cannot continue spending the way you were spending if you're not getting the income that you were getting before.
Absolutely.
And so there's a starting point. But you see, you also need to make this decision. And let me tell you this. What I realized in that journey is that we have this transitional question that you need to answer. And I realized this when I was not actually trying, but I was traveling. And we were crossing the border. And I realized that in transition, there are questions that you need to answer yourself. Number one, when you get to the border, they will ask you, who are you? Now, that one, you need to understand your identity. They want to know who you are.
Okay.
Now, number one, when you're making that decision, when you're getting into that transition, do you know yourself? Who are you? So that's the first question, dealing with identity. Question number two, where have you come from? That's a question that you need to answer. Like, for example, if you're looking for a job in a company, when you go there, you're going to answer that question. Number one, identify yourself. Who are you? Number two, where have you come from? In other words, show us the journey that you have taken. Show us your credentials. What papers do you have? So that's a question that you will always answer in a time of transition. Question number three, where are you going?
Are you going to? Okay.
What is your destiny? What is your destination? Now, you need to know that for a fact. Because what have you seen? Because you need to see it first before you even take the journey.